as I was just running through this, I popped open Twitter. And another thing I want to talk about here today is that I quit Twitter on April 4th of 2018. This year, April 4th. I began Twitter on April 4th of 2011. So 7 years I was on Twitter. And by the end, which was this year, 2018, at the beginning of the year, I could see my 7-year anniversary coming up. And I began asking myself a lot of questions about that particular platform. Was it good for me? I was on it constantly. There was never a time when I wasn't commenting. If you look at on a wide variety of things and stupid things, even things, immaterial things, but I was participating. I was tweeting. I was actively a Twitter user from 2011 to 2018, and I stopped. I never joined Facebook, and we'll talk about that in a minute as well. But Twitter I joined because I ran for mayor of San Francisco, and as part of my platform was this complaint. I did not want Twitter to get a tax deal to move into that part of town there, that south of Market area. I wanted them to pay. I wanted us to get money when they went IPO. I wanted us to. The city of San Francisco had historically and famously the strictest and most the highest sort of city tax on companies. It was a very left town in the day. And there's been assault against that for 2 decades. I've watched it happen, wrestling, you know. And I was like, no, why would we give them a tax break to move into town? Then they go IPO for $1 billion and we don't get any money? No, let's not do that. Of course, I lost and Ed Lee won, and he immediately did that. Twitter has moved there. I joined to make that. I got on Twitter. You can see my first tweets. It's pretty funny to like go. I'm on here to tell you, you guys don't get a break. I'm running for mayor. You don't get a break. And then evolved into a Twitter user because it was great. I really enjoyed being able to follow people that I liked, and they were just right there. T.C. Boyle, for example, one of my favorite writers in the world, is just present to me all the time on Twitter, and Great Dismal and others. So I was an active user, and as DJT rose, and it became so much DJT in it through the election and 2017 and DJT retweet all the screaming. I was like, what? No, I don't want to. Why am I subjecting myself to that? I don't follow DJT, and yet I know every one of his tweets because I'm on Twitter, and any time he tweets 47 bots and other people, So I quit Twitter, right? And I feel I could see the manipulation very clearly, and I'm a critical thinker and reader, and I don't want to be manipulated like that. And so I quit. Now I've gone back on to check it out today, and within a few minutes, just like we were talking about looking at the news just now, I get depressed. I'm like, oh, I don't want to. There's some funny stuff, sure, and there's some great stuff, and there's some good comments and some great leads to some things. I'm not denying any of that, but the vast surroundings of that, the nest, the bed within which it lies, is this. After being away and now looking at it again, I remember this feeling, and it's a twisted, ugly gut feeling that has nothing to do with anything except Twitter, because all other things are the same. Ceteris paribus. Open it after not opening it for 9 months. Or April 4th. What's today? Say it was December 4th, and that would be 7 months. Okay, and I never joined Facebook. From the beginning, I was uncomfortable with the idea that they own everything I put there, so I never joined. I ended up making 2 accounts so I could occupy the space of, but then never put anything there and so on, never actively connected it to anything, never used it. And as it's gotten more ugly as well, I've been really concerned, and then Siva Vaidyanathan wrote this book, the best book about Facebook. Please, if you're using Facebook especially, why would you own something? And then have an academic in our country, a leading academic, a tenured professor at one of our oldest universities, published by Oxford. There's nobody here trying to make money off of this or oppose Facebook. They're analyzing honestly what has happened. Well, if you're a user of Facebook and you don't read this book, I have very little respect for you. Anyway, having finished it now, I don't want to be on Facebook. So I'm not on Instagram. I'm sorry, I'm not on Twitter anymore. I never joined Facebook. I'm on Instagram, which I joined after quitting Twitter, which is a Facebook product. But the way I use it is superficially. And it's not under my name. It's not associated with anything. So that all the things that Siva taught me in this book can't weave their way into my life. When we talk about making changes so that we can live with technology, these are the things that we should be talking about more on the internet. Not, I'm going to make a YouTube channel and news, and it'll all be about how I can get more viewers, so I can get more viewers. Let me get 12 different social media. That's not, all of that is proven to be flawed. So if this thing does become a real program, the AntiClimactic NonShow, in the new year, that would be something that I would actively be working on. I'd like to talk about editing how we use social media.